just a good old boy.
Alrighty, y'all, apologize for the wind. We are changing the hydraulic strainer on the 4710. This is the one, the infamous one that everybody talks about, that you have to take the rear wheel off of to change. We're going to see how true that is. I don't think you do, judging by the looks of it, but we'll see. Alright, we're underneath the tractor. There's the basically catalytic converter on this thing. Here's the hydraulic fluid, and this tractor has an SCR system, so this thing here does not get hot like a DPF filter, in case you're wondering, thinking, well, oh lord, there's that thing. This is basically like a catalytic converter on a car. It's called a DOC. Alright, somebody was wanting hay. So this is the cover, but what I was getting at is this thing does not get hot, hence why it's on the bottom like a DPF filter does, so you don't ever have to worry about this thing getting so hot it's going to catch fire. It basically has a chemical reaction in here with the DEF inside, and that's what gets rid of the carbon monoxide and whatnot. Burns off soot and everything. It's not like the Kubotas and other tractors that have DPFs on them. The Deeres that have to do a regen. This tractor does not have to do any of that. So that was one of the major perks to buying this one over the others. That's a major selling thing. Now, the thing that I've always heard with this tractor from people, so this is the infamous 2,000 hour hydraulic filter that you have to pull the rear tire off of. I've heard, I don't know how many times people say they wouldn't buy this tractor because of this. I've heard all kinds of crazy stories. Here in where I'm touching now is another canister micron filter for the tractor. I've heard stuff that's just crazy about this thing, about how there was filters under the floorboard that you can't access and all this kind of crazy stuff and whatnot, and you have to pull the rear tire off and everything. You do not have to do any of that, and none of that is true. This tractor has these two filters right here. It might have one more regular like screw-on filter somewhere. I can't remember exactly because I'm not looking at the tractor. I'm sitting here at the computer, but these are the only other two for sure that I know of. There might be one more that's just a regular filter that's easy to access. These are not hard to access. You literally crawl up underneath the tractor. The one with the nut on the end of it, you take a socket and screw it off. You do not have to drain the tractor transmission oil to change it at all. It has to be changed more frequently. The one I'm pointing at now is a 2,000 hour filter. It's not that bad. I think you're supposed to change the transmission fluid or rear end fluid and everything in this tractor before or around the time that you change this filter anyway. So best thing to do is just drain all the oil out of the tractor, then change this filter. If you have already changed the oil and you don't want to have to drain the oil out of the rear end, it can be done, but it's messy, and that is what I'm doing here. I had changed the oil in this tractor already once, and I'm trying to take this filter and change it out, and I had never done this. There's nothing in the literature about if it has fluid or not, because every time you get one of these filters and you open up the book, it says drain the transmission case or whatever completely and then change the filter. It doesn't matter what filter it is. I mean, that's pretty well what they always say, and a lot of times you don't have to. So I didn't know for sure if I did or not on this one. I had a good feeling I was going to have to, but if you're quick and you're prepared, you can change it and without losing all the fluid. But my suggestion, the way you have to do it, you have to loosen these top 2 Allen nuts at the top that I'm loosening now, to get it loose. And then you loosen the bottom one, and the plate's going to start to leak around it probably, or if it's stuck, it won't. You have to tap it with a wrench or something, and it'll pop off. But have you a larger flathead screwdriver or medium-sized flathead screwdriver handy? Once you pop that cover off in a bucket, you're going to need 3 5-gallon buckets that are clean, and they will slide right up underneath this tractor without any trouble. And have them in case you was to have to drain the fluid. Pull them up underneath there, and then take the screwdriver as it's draining into the bucket quickly and pop the filter off. Pop the new one on, and then slap the cover back on. If you're good, you could probably lose about 3 gallons into that bucket, 3 to 4 gallons, and then get the cover back on before the whole rear end drains, so you don't have to pour it all back in. But again, the proper way to do this is to drain the rear end. I was trying to cut corners to try to save time, and I didn't want to have to drain all the fluid out. I ended up losing, I think it was 2.5, 3 gallons because I was hoping that I didn't have to drain the whole rear end, and that oil pan right there wasn't exactly the cleanest in the world. I could have cleaned the oil and strained it and then reused it, but I decided just to pour some new in there. I had a bucket of it. On these newer tractors, you need to be using Permatran. Agco Permatran if you have a Massey Ferguson, or probably Agco product. It depends on the transmission and what it requires, but I know that the Dyna transmissions require Permatran. These 4710s have Permatran in them. I highly recommend using it. It's a really good fluid. Just about all modern day tractors do not use your standard cheap Napa Tractor Supply, just regular old bucket of hydraulic oil. They all use a little bit better quality oil now for the pumps that's in these, because they are high flow pumps and stuff. And especially with Dyna transmissions or a CVT, which Dyna is basically power shift, or IVT or CVT transmission, you definitely are going to need a better quality hydraulic fluid. I highly recommend using those because it's just longevity. Yes, the fluid's more expensive, but a lot of these newer tractors, if you run the wrong fluid in them, it can cause damage over time and will cost a lot of money to repair. So here we go. Here we go. All right. Pull the tank. Drop the cover. Grab the filter. Come on. Come on. Get the filter off. Damn. This damn filter's got a tight seal. Holy shit. Why will this filter not come off? There it comes. All right. Drop the filter. Swap the filter. Throw the new one on. Plate. Come on. Give me that damn plate. Get the plate. Throw the plate on. The whole idea of you've got to pull the wheel. You've seen it live. When I was in a mad rush, I was able to change it pretty easily. But you need to you need to drain the hole first. And have plenty of 5-gallon buckets to change it with. Oh my God. I'm better than this too. Y'all have watched me for years work on stuff. Y'all know I'm better than this. Oh, but we all do stupid things when we're in a hurry. Sometimes there was nothing wrong with this tractor either, by the way. If anybody's wondering if there's some reason why I was changing this, I'm just changing it because we're servicing stuff today and it needs to be serviced. Changed. I also got the oil filter and the cabin air filter. It needed a new one of those. And what else did I get? A cabin air filter, and I got this one, and then I bought stuff for the 5100 too. I got a big can screw on hydraulic filter for it. I done replaced the strainers back in the spring. It's due for the side filter now. I didn't have quite enough hours on it to change it from the last time it was changed, but now it's due. And it's like this thing now, I don't have to worry about this job again for 2,000 more hours. And by the time